Come with me to our next stop, Taipei, Taiwan. After leaving Tokyo, we decided to take a couple days in Taiwan before heading back to Japan after. After landing, we took a cab to our hotel, which was actually really cheap and way cheaper than in Japan. We had some issues checking in, but we finally got it, and it was actually a pretty good location. It was pretty dark when we headed back out, but we decided to go to Shilin Night Market to meet up with my friends Sin and Katie, who I know from TCSA. Since Sin is more of a local, she introduced us to this oyster noodles, and it's actually pretty good. I've never had it before. We continued walking around and eating a lot, and I didn't get many videos before we decided to head back for the night and say goodbye. So the next morning, we decided to go to Liu Shantung Beef Noodles, and it's a really popular beef noodle soup place, which is the national dish of Taiwan, and it was delicious, but it was really hot in there. Then we headed to Taipei Main Station, and it's a train station that has a lot of food stalls and like shopping as well. So we had a nice time there, walking around and eating more, of course. At this point, I was super full, so we just continued walking around, and I saw these like fish for sale, and it was really interesting. And my dad also went to get a $3 haircut. We then headed to Dihua Street, which is a historical street in this neighborhood that's been around for a long time, and the architecture was beautiful, and there was a lot of shopping stalls down the street and also food, of course. It started raining, so we decided to get a little sweet treat, getting a mango shaved ice while it poured down. And once it stopped for a little bit, we went to Chiang Kai-shek Memorial. Since it was at the top of the hour, we sprinted up, and like, I'm not even joking, once we hit the top step of this place, like, there were so many steps, the first shot went off, and that's when it started. So we made it just in time. It was pretty interesting to see, but once we went outside, the view was gorgeous, and you can see it rained a lot. But all the other side buildings, some of them you can go into, and that was pretty cool to look at too, because I know there's like a theater in one of them, and like the center of the tour center. And this center section was huge. It took a while to walk through, but it was really cool.
It's raining, and I've never sweat as much as I have. Right here, literally in my entire life, I had sweat coming out of every pore.
So yeah, I was basically melting, and then it started downpouring, so we had to take shelter, and then we made our way to Taipei 101 for the observation deck.
Taipei 101 shopping center. I don't know half these brands because they're not even in my tax bracket. LOL.
So downstairs, Taipei 101, it was really high-end shopping, and it was really beautiful to look at, but I know I could buy nothing there. The bottom floor was really fun though, because there was markets and a food court that had really good boba and food in general. I actually found my favorite boba place in all of Taiwan there, which is kind of crazy, because I think it just had the best jasmine milk tea with taro boba balls. We then made our way to the observation deck, and the views were gorgeous. As you can see, we saw Elephant Mountain, and I took this time lapse of it going into nighttime because we were there at sunset, so it was like the perfect time to go. And it was really beautiful at night. This ballway is for earthquake resistance, which I thought was really interesting to learn about. I also really wanted to hike Elephant Mountain, but I knew it wasn't possible because it was just way too hot this summer. We then headed to Ximenting area, and it was super lively at night, and there were so many people. There were so many places to go shopping, and we stopped by this really famous oyster noodle place that my dad found from YouTube, I think, and it was pretty good, but it was just super hot. It's also really filling, and I've never really seen anything like that back in the States. We called it a night after this because tomorrow we have a long day going to Shifen, Jufen, and of course we had to get this box lunch before heading out on the train. This one train line goes through all of our stops, which is pretty convenient, and our first stop was Shifan, which is famous for this railroad track street and the paper lanterns. The train we were on actually goes down this street, so whenever a train comes, everyone in the middle has to go on the side and wait. As you can see, the paper lanterns, everyone writes down their wishes and what they hope for the future, and they release them into the air to hopefully become true. Another famous landmark of Chiffon is the waterfall. It was actually a super long hike to get there, and it was really hot, so I don't think it was worth it for this after seeing Niagara Falls. So it was a letdown, in my opinion. The next stop we went to was Hotung Cat Village, which is just a village full of cats. It's exactly what the name is, and cats were actually everywhere, and they were super cute and gentle. They were just sleeping there, laying there, waiting for people to come and feed them, which you can do. You can purchase little snack packs, like what this kid is doing, and feed them basically. I recommend stopping, but not for a long time, just until the next train arrives to take you to Zhufen, because it's fun, but there's not a lot to do. We took a cab from the train station to the center, and you can also take a bus, but the cabs were pretty cheap, so we did that, and there were a bunch of stalls and this famous tea house, which we had to go to, of course. It reminds me of Spirited Away. We got the best seats in the house, the corner of the outside seating area, and this was a great place to just chill and relax after being beaten down by the sun, because my dad got a little headache from that. So we chilled here and ordered tea sets for each of us, which is around $8 each. And you can see this person doing the tea ceremony process for us, which is what you get when you order the hot tea. You can actually stay as long as you want, so we saw the sunset and stayed a bit into nighttime, and the view was gorgeous, and it really helped calm us down from the sun. Then we decided to leave and walk through the rest of town before heading out for the night and getting ready for the next day. We went to Taipei 101 for the Ding Tai Fung, which was actually delectable. Before we went on the hop-on hop-off bus, there was actually an air raid drill while we were on it, and we did not know it was happening, so it was a crazy experience. And then for food, we went to Rahe Night Market, which is actually my favorite because it was this one street, but there were just so many different foods, and it was less crowded, maybe because we went a little bit earlier, but it was just easier to get food and to navigate. I think Shilin was just a little too big for us. And also my mom found her favorite pepper beef bun here. And this is them cooking this like sweet potato balls, fried balls. I also loved getting lemon ayu drinks because they were so refreshing. I was really sad because it was our last day and we were supposed to go to Kaohsiung for a couple more days, but there was a typhoon warning. We decided last minute to switch our flight to go to Osaka a couple days early, which thank God we did since our original flight got canceled later. And I'm still super excited for Osaka and Kyoto though, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!